Good afternoon and welcome to the 2020 Fall Awards Ceremony. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mark Money and I'm proud to serve as the Chancellor of this outstanding institution. For the 39th consecutive year, the UW-Milwaukee is hosting this ceremony to honor very noteworthy faculty and staff. Over the course of the next hour, we will honor 28 individuals who have made or are making extremely valuable contributions to UWM. We know their contributions are enormously valuable because the awardees were nominated by peers, their peers, and we all know our peers are the most discerning and thorough judges. Universities make announcements throughout the year about nominating individuals for the awards that we will bestow today. If you would like more information about the nomination procedure, please contact the Office of the Secretary of the University. I would like to recognize our American Sign Language interpreter today, Scott Kovchinsky. If you would like to see Scott's presentation, please contact Amy Hogle at hogle@uwm.edu with our Accessibility Resource Center, who will send you a link. Thank you, Scott and Amy, for your contributions to today's program. I'd like to start today with a few notes that bear repeating from my recent plenary address and visits across our campuses. Where would we be without the remarkable people at this university? Carrying out our mission of public education in a COVID-19 world is no small feat. We would not be where we are today without the courage, endurance, ingenuity, and skills of hundreds of faculty and staff. It's a distinct honor to work with you, our passionate, talented individuals who are driven by a mission for the greater good. You and UWM are foundational to an educated citizenry and the core of democracy. Your dedication and commitment are critical to our future, and throughout today's ceremony, you'll hear the remarkable accomplishments of our faculty and staff. I know you'll be just as impressed with and as proud of your colleagues as I am. Today, I'm joined by Interim Vice Provost for Research, Mark Harris, Provost and Vice Chancellor Johannes Britz, and Vice Chancellor Robin Van Harpen to present awards in 10 categories. Our first awards category today is the Faculty Distinguished Undergraduate Teaching Award. These awards recognize demonstrated excellence in classroom teaching and include a certificate and $1,500. I will present 5 of these honors. Associate Professor of Chemistry Anya Blecking established the Science House at UWM to support high school students and science teachers. Her efforts greatly increased the visibility of UWM as a STEM destination campus for our incoming graduates. Many of these student programs, such as Upward Bound, are aimed at inclusion of underrepresented minorities. Here's what one of her award nominators said. Dr. Blecking is the strongest connection to the Milwaukee Public Schools Science Department has to offer at this time. Her dedication to working with our district has made a lasting impact and increased opportunities for our students, unquote. Anya, that's high praise and shows the powerful impact you have in the classroom and well beyond. Congratulations and thank you. In addition to stellar course evaluations by undergraduates, Professor of Mathematics Jonathan Call's nominator describes him as one of the most caring, inspiring, and innovative instructors in the department. One of his teaching innovations is the development of the world's first ever study abroad course in the atmospheric sciences, where Dr. Call teaches students about his research on atmospheric corrosion by having them study the effect of air pollution on cultural heritage sites in Mexico. Dr. Call has developed projects aimed at students from college to elementary school. In the late 1990s, he developed an online weather forecasting activity for his UWM meteorology classes, then shared this resource with high school teacher colleagues who continue to use it in their classes. John, you have made quite an impression. Kenan Ferguson, a professor of political science, is an educator who keeps his students enthused, confident, and poised to discuss their course materials. His nominator first learned of Dr. Ferguson's pedagogical expertise while preparing to fill in teaching a class for him. Quote, he called on one student at random who spoke of the reading intelligently, confidently, and with poise, displaying an understanding of the text, unquote. One after another, students in the class showed the same enthusiasm and preparation in class discussions when he observed or taught the class. His nominator shared, quote, I've come to see that no two excellent teachers are the same, unquote, wrote Osher, but I can safely say that Kenan Ferguson is among the best teachers at UWM. My congratulations to Kenan. Associate Professor of Architecture and Urban Planning, Nicole Bouchard, is lauded as a gifted teacher who instills high expectations and inspires tenacity among her students to tackle tough and complex design ideas. Dr. Bouchard's version of the Urban Edge workshop, for example, packs 1 year's worth of activities for an entire student body into a 3-credit class. She shares those activities with the whole school, students getting experience working with academics, artists, landscape architects, and designers, and giving presentations that will prepare them for the future. One student supporting nomination said, "Nicole Bouchard's engaging, supportive, and challenging style of teaching was crucial to my development. I'm grateful for her guidance in these early phases of my career. Nicole, your positive impact knows no bounds." Professor of Music René Izquierdo is a world-renowned classical guitarist who enthusiastically shares his love of the instrument and the music with his students. While enjoying a worldly reputation as a concert musician, his real passion lies in teaching, wrote a group of his students in nominating him. Students come from all over the world to study with René at UWM. His students have won more than 70 international competitions, yet René encourages his students to develop their careers by performing at schools, nursing homes, and other organizations. When a student experiences self-doubt, wrote his students, he always finds a way to redirect the negative energy, encouraging them to focus on the music and continue growing as an artist. My congratulations to René, my good friend. And now, I'll present our second award category today, the Faculty Distinguished University Service Award. This award recognizes and rewards outstanding service to the university. This year's recipients will receive a certificate and $1,500. I will present this award to 3 deserving faculty members. Professor of Art History Derek Counts has served as the department chair since 2014, expertly steering it through a period of massive budget cuts and making it far stronger in the process, according to one of his nominators. Dr. Counts is a renowned researcher and a respected mentor to students. He serves as the Associate Director of the Atheanu Excavation Project in Cyprus, where he trains undergraduates and provides traditionally underrepresented groups with field experiences. He has been a grant-writing powerhouse. He obtained external funding for a project that supported a PhD student as a collaborator and put UWM on the scholarly map in classical archaeology, said one of his nominators. We sincerely thank you, Derek, for making UWM a better place through your service. Professor of Psychology W. Hobart Davies has provided steadfast leadership as chair of the Psychology Department since 2013 and actively fosters a collaborative environment in which faculty and students have thrived in both the classroom and laboratory. Dr. Davies' nominator says that the department has changed in many positive ways under his leadership and that the department is a model of collegiality and financial and administrative stability. He has adeptly and fairly balanced the sometimes competing needs of clinical and basic science programs. His dedication to service is also evident by the long list of high-profile committees on which he serves on campus, as well as extensive service to the Milwaukee community and to organizations in his field. My congratulations and gratitude to you, Hobart. As an active member of the Chancellor's Hispanic Serving Initiative, Professor of History Joseph Rodriguez is committed to collaborating with campus stakeholders to support faculty and students of color. In addition to mentoring faculty, he leads tenure and promotion workshops, and he works tirelessly with underrepresented and first-generation students. As a Hispanic, he is asked to play many roles above and beyond his normal duties, one of his nominators said. Dr. Rodriguez's research on Latino activism is an invaluable resource for Roberto Hernandez Center, where he serves on the Center's Emergency Scholarship Committee. His selfless contributions to this committee have made it possible for many of our students to stay in school and graduate, said another nominator. We sincerely thank you, Joe, for all that you do at UWM and beyond. Now, to present our research awards, I welcome Interim Vice Provost for Research, Mark Harris.
Thank you, Mark. Hello, everyone. Our next honorees are receiving the Office of Research UWM Foundation Research Awards. As recipients of this award, 3 UWM faculty members are being honored for outstanding research and scholarship. Each will receive a certificate and $1,500. This marks the 42nd consecutive year that the Office of Research and the UWM Foundation have presented these awards, with funds generously provided by the Anna Casper Endowment. In addition to acknowledging the funding support we receive for these awards, I would like to thank the Committee of UWM Distinguished Professors for its work in evaluating the nominations and making recommendations. Associate Professor John Jernu of the Department of Materials Science and Engineering is helping to create the next generation of fast-charging lithium-ion batteries. His novel electrode material allows consumers to use their devices longer and to drive electric cars much farther between charges. He received the CAS Outstanding Research Award in recognition of his water and energy research, which includes finding new ways to decontaminate drinking water and waste discharge from sewage lines. Dr. New has published over 80 papers in top journals with more than 8,200 citations. He holds 1 U.S. patent and 4 provisional patents. He earned the 2019 Best Presentation Award from the Materials Research Society and received a 2018 UWM Foundation Technology Licensing Award. Janjer, congratulations on this award. Michael Nosanowski, an associate professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, conducts research on the mechanisms of friction and the interaction of fluids with surfaces. Michael is addressing problems in tribology, the science of friction, water, and lubrication, through biomimicry. For example, scientists study shark skin, which stays free of algae and barnacles while moving through the ocean, to develop similarly water-resistant and self-cleaning hulls on ships. His research has been published in prestigious journals such as Nature and the world's oldest scientific research journal, the Philosophical Transactions of the Royal Society, along with Isaac Newton, Charles Darwin, and Stephen Hawking. Michael has authored or co-authored more than 100 papers in 3 books with more than 8,500 citations. Congratulations to you, Michael. Associate Professor of Psychology Ryan Shorley studies substance-related intimate partner violence. His goal is to develop prevention and intervention programs that reduce intimate partner violence, sexual assault, and substance use disorders. Accolades for Shorley from peers in his field include the most talented researcher of his generation, an extraordinary scientist possessing absolutely astounding and truly unparalleled productivity. Shorley has also been praised for his interest in treating sexual minority young adults, an extremely vulnerable and understudied population. Shorley has published 166 peer-reviewed articles, including 80 as first author. He has been principal investigator on 7 grants, many R01 or R21, totaling more than $37 million, and has established the Substance Use and Relationship Factors Lab at UWM. You have made quite an impression, Ryan. Our next series of recognitions today is for the Office of Research UWM Foundation Senior Faculty Research Awards. These awards are designated to recognize researchers who have a long history of significant contributions to their field of research. Our 3 recipients will each receive a certificate and $1,500. Professor of Geosciences Lindsay McHenry is unraveling the remarkable history of the hominid sites in Tanzania. Her analysis and dating of volcanic ash preserved within sedimentary layers at Olduvai Gorge and other important sites has yielded a robust chronology for the region's fossils and stone tools associated with human evolution. Dr. McHenry's meticulous field and laboratory work have helped unite scientists who previously had conflicting hypotheses on the evolution and behavior of early hominins. She also studies Mars geology, looking at the minerals, sediments, and geochemistry of the Martian surface, particularly how altered volcanic and sulfate materials may relate to places on Earth. Dr. McHenry has attracted more than $4.1 million in research funding, and more than 85% of that as principal investigator. Thank you for your contributions, Lindsay. Professor of Psychology Christine Larson studies the neural basis of emotional processing and predicting risk factors of post-traumatic stress disorder and other disorders. She has special interest in risk factors that are unique to ethnic and racial minority communities. One of the biggest challenges in trauma research is identifying recent victims of trauma. Larson has addressed this by co-founding the Milwaukee Trauma Outcomes Project in partnership with Froedtert Hospital, a program dedicated to improving lives of those affected by trauma through research, intervention, prevention, and education. Dr. Larson has attracted more than $10 million in research funding, most as PI, including several R01 grants from agencies such as the National Institute of Mental Health, as well as 3 UWM Research Growth Initiative Awards. Congratulations and thank you, Christine. As Director of the Center for Aging and Translational Research, Professor of Kinesiology Scott Straith focuses on the intersection between physical activity and public health. He has held continual National Institutes of Health funding since 2005. His latest, a $3.1 million grant, focuses on developing algorithms for use in wearable technology, ultimately to better assess physical activity behaviors in adults with arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's disease. Dr. Straith holds affiliate appointments with the Medical College of Wisconsin and UW-Madison. He works with community seniors to increase their physical activity, strength, and physical function, and maintain their independence. Next up today is the Office of Research UWM Foundation Outstanding Creative Research Achievement Award. This award recognizes outstanding artistic or creative accomplishment by a faculty member in their field or discipline within the past 3 years. This year's recipient will receive a certificate and $1,500. Associate Professor of Art and Design Lisa Moline has focused her creative research on the complex relationships, sometimes complementary, sometimes conflicting, between humans and the natural world. Dr. Moline's most recent ongoing project is the Overpass Light Brigade, an episodic performance in contested zones of public space. Since 2011, OLB has engaged over 400 actions, reached millions on social media and news media, inspired numerous national and international Light Brigade chapters, and has become an official tactic of political engagement. Her work has been exhibited in the Brooklyn Museum, the Milwaukee Art Museum, the California Academy of Sciences, the Field Museum, the Science Gallery of Trinity College Dublin, the I-Beam Gallery in New York City, and the London Cinema Museum. You have made quite an impact, Lisa. Congratulations. Well done, everyone. To present this year's Academic Staff Awards, we welcome Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Johannes Britz.
Thank you, Mark. It's very nice to be with all of you here at this special university event. 3 individuals are being recognized today with the Academic Staff Outstanding Performance and Service Award. These people are recognized for continuing excellence in their assigned duties, plus in their service to the university, the community, and professional organizations. The awards include a certificate and a check of $1,500. When asked who the Department of Film, Animation, and New Genres would nominate for this award, many students, both undergraduate and graduate, named Senior Lecturer Carl Bogner without thinking twice. His peers considered him to be among the most important members of the department. Carl encourages and mentors students, and sometimes even appearing in his films. One student said, "He is beloved by students because he finds what is best in each of them and highlights it, giving individuals the courage to go deeper in their creative and academic pursuits." Carl has provided programming at the Union Cinema and was the longtime leader of the Milwaukee LGBT Film Festival. He supports programming also at the Oriental, Woodlands Pattern, Microlights, and the Milwaukee Undergraduate Film Festival. My congratulations to Carl. Keith Kunkel's nearly 2 decades at UWM have been highlighted by exemplary work and unwavering service to the university. His colleagues compliment his personal principle to perform at the highest level while putting the needs of others first. Holding the position of Senior Information Processing Consultant in Campus Technology Support, Keith is praised for having, and I quote, extraordinary technical aptitude, along with a willingness to make sure colleagues feel welcome and secure. His steadfast dedication to UWM is demonstrated through extensive committee work. He currently serves on the Academic Staff Committee and Senate and Non-Instructional Academic Staff Subcommittee. Colleagues also recognize his commitment to building community connections, forging strong relationships to help UWM reach its institutional goals. Thank you, Keith, for your many and wonderful contributions. Senior Administrative Program Specialist Brooke Thomas's dedication to UWM and the Center for International Studies is evident through the respect that she has earned across campus and also throughout the UW system. She is a national expert on immigration regulations and was one of the first to address issues of visiting scholars as a result of COVID-19 travel restrictions. One nominator describes Brooks as having a huge caring heart and exceptional communicator who can create, nurture, and promote global connections and international partnerships and help international students and scholars feel welcome and engaged with campus. One colleague says that Brooks' competence, sound judgment, and leadership provide a significant contribution to UWM's status as a top-tier research institution. I offer you my congratulations, Brooke. The next commendation this afternoon is for the Academic Staff Outstanding Teaching Award. These awards recognize demonstrated excellence in classroom teaching and includes a certificate and a check of $1,500. We have 3 honorees today. Women's and Gender Studies lecturer Krista Grechevich demonstrates passion and care for her students while applying scholarship to her teaching methods. She embodies critical feminist ideas of inclusion and access in the classroom, wrote her nominator. Among many of her innovations was a project titled Supper Club, which highlights women's voices and work in American history, a collaborative student exhibit shown at the Golda Meir Library. Krista's teaching is a dynamic process in which students and teachers are collaborating and involved in productive dialogue that extends beyond the traditional classroom, wrote one student, and I quote, "I've heard that one teacher can make an impact on a student's life. Krista is a living testament to that belief." Many thanks, Krista, for your wonderful contributions. As director of the RN to BS completion program, Clinical Associate Professor of Nursing, Lisa Milbauer has helped grow the program to a statewide asset that meets the needs of both students and hospitals who hire nurses with a bachelor's degree. Through her leadership, Lisa helped shift face-to-face courses to a hybrid model, creating 8-week formats that allow students to finish their degrees sooner, as well as the UW Extension Flex option, which enables students to better fit higher education into their busy lives. She also led revisions to the online curriculum, the BSN at Home, to include 8-week courses based on UWM's successful implementation in the hybrid formats. She is increasing access to higher education through innovative program design, said her nominator. Congratulations and thank you, Lisa. Kristen Smith a lecturer in the Department of Psychology, regularly sees student course evaluations that are overwhelmingly positive and highlight her enthusiasm for teaching, her innovation in the classroom, and her compassion. In her child psychology courses, Kristen had used a virtual child to illustrate relevant topics. Students indicated that the use of the avatar was fascinating, made the material easier to understand, and, I quote, provided concrete context for concepts discussed in the class. She has been an invited presenter to the Go-Milwaukee recruitment events, a member of the Online Program Council, and is currently a member of the Chancellor's Advisory Committee on Mental Health. As a licensed psychologist, she makes valuable contributions in effectively addressing mental health issues that affect our students. Congratulations and thank you, Kristen. Congratulations to all our awardees. To present today's University Staff Outstanding Service Awards, we welcome Vice Chancellor for Finance and Administrative Affairs, Robin van Harpen.
Thank you, Johannes. Hello, everyone. Today I have the honor of recognizing 4 individuals with the University Staff Outstanding Service Award. We will learn of their extraordinary performance that has had significant impact on the university. Each university staff member will receive $1,500 along with a certificate. As the engineer and captain of the Niske, UWM's workhorse research vessel, Jeffrey Anderson performs what is considered one of the most complex and physically demanding positions at the university. Jeff is the research vessel crew leader at the School of Freshwater Sciences. He possesses the special mix of technical expertise, interpersonal skills, physical endurance, and experience required of a ship's officer to maintain the safety and well-being of scientists and students on board the boat. One colleague described Jeff as a model of efficiency and productivity, noting that his contributions to the construction of a floating dock resulted in $5,000 in savings. While marveling about his skills and work ethic, colleagues also laud his positive can-do attitude, always willing to assist his colleagues. Jeffrey, thank you for your many contributions. When our courses unexpectedly moved online this spring, many students suddenly found themselves without a reliable computer. Andrew Avery Johnson, Surplus Manager in the Office of Sustainability, worked with the Dean of Students Office and Campus Technology Services to gather, wipe, and redistribute more than 100 surplus computers to these students in just 2 days' time. Andrew regularly goes above and beyond. He proactively rewrote the IT security procedures in partnership with University Information Technology Services, enabling better oversight for surplus materials and ensuring the safety and security of e-waste. Through his leadership, reuse of materials on campus has increased 5-fold. He created a system for resale, reuse, and recycling of used equipment that has both increased the department's revenue and contributes to the university's STARS Gold rating for sustainability. Thank you for your service, Andrew. According to his nominator, Emmett Houston has provided outstanding technology support and customer satisfaction during a series of operational changes in the IT and campus technology support areas. As a Mac support professional, Emmett has been invaluable to the integrated marketing and communications and web and mobile teams, which work primarily on Macs. When those areas needed to adjust software to make sure programs fit the needs of employees and still met university guidelines for managed computers, Emmett was the go-to expert. He met with teams and individuals to address concerns and find workable solutions. His nominator added, "I know he has a heavy workload and I'm sure this must have been stressful, but I've never seen him down or frustrated. Thank you and congratulations, Emmett." The security officers who patrol parking lots and garages are not always the most popular people on campus, but their important work assures fair access to parking. Ora Vaughn, a security officer in transportation services, always takes her responsibilities a step further. She approaches her work with kindness and a smile, as well as a passion for service and helping others in need. Ora often assists with a dead battery or other car problems and proactively learned how to do minor repairs on gate controls. She also volunteered at College for Kids to ensure youngsters' safety. Her nominator said, originally hired as a security officer dealing solely with parking enforcement, her can-do attitude enabled her to grow in her position to the point where others do most of the enforcement. Thank you and congratulations, Aura. Congratulations and thank you to each of these remarkable staff members. Chancellor Money, back to you.
It is my honor to personally present the 3 final awards of today's ceremony. First, we recognize the LGBTQ+ Champion of the Year. This award is given to an individual or group that demonstrates commitment to improving climate, diversity, and inclusivity at UWM, has introduced new or improved existing policies and practices to positively affect LGBTQ+ students and employees, has infused LGBTQ+ inclusion into existing campus initiatives, works to increase the awareness of issues that affect LGBTQ+ individuals, provides administrative, institutional, or personal support to LGBTQ+ campus constituents, and/or engages in advocacy activities beyond the scope of their job duties. This award includes $1,500 and a certificate. As the Assistant Director of the Women's Resource Center, Melissa Monier has worked tirelessly to ensure the center advocates for the LGBTQ+ community. She provides education and tools for students, faculty, and administration. Melissa values education, and I've never known her not to discuss hard and controversial topics to show solidarity for the communities that she loves, a colleague wrote. Melissa analyzed the center's lending library to ensure books were friendly to the LGBTQ+ community, then purchased books written by authors in the community. She spearheaded a project about the deaths of a trans woman who had died in 2019 due to hate crimes. Melissa makes sure that the LGBTQ+ women of our campus are heard and have a safe place to be, wrote another colleague. Congratulations, Melissa, and thank you for your service to UWM. The final awards today are for our 2 2020 Ernest Bates Plaza honorees. The Ernest Bates Plaza, the open-air mall north of the UWM Student Union on the Milwaukee campus, is named in honor of the late Ernest Bates. He was a professor of educational psychology and assistant chancellor for student affairs from 1970 to 1979. He initiated the Department of Learning Skills and the experimental program in higher education and played a major role in developing programs for minority and disadvantaged students at campus. Since that time, the 2 organizations were reorganized, renamed, and eventually combined. Today, it's known as the Academic Opportunity Center, or AOC. True to its origins, the AOC provides access to students for those who have academic potential but whose prior education may not have adequately prepared them for college. Each year since 1994, the UWM community has been invited to nominate individuals who have made significant, enduring, and campus-wide contributions to the growth and development of the university. The Honorary Degrees Committee reviews the nominees and chooses the individuals who will receive the award. Both individuals being honored today have had their names mounted on a plaque, a bronze plate, and affixed to the permanent marker on the west side of the Spates Plaza. Today's honorees bring the total number of Spates Plaza honorees to 100. 100, that's fantastic. In addition to this recognition, a plaque that highlights the achievements of the 2020 award winners has been prepared and sent to this year's honorees. As I've often said, it's truly the people of this institution who have the greatest impact on campus and on thousands of lives. While new facilities are great and are often what get noticed first at a university, it's the people within them who truly make the enduring contributions. At UWM, a very select number are recognized as examples of what we value the most. These are the Ernest Spates Plaza honorees. As Chancellor, it is my privilege to tell you about our 2020 awardees. Alan Kaka is an artist, educator, donor, and proud alumnus of UWM. He clearly loves UWM and will tell anyone who cares to listen that the knowledge and experiences he gained and friendships he made earning his undergraduate and graduate degrees here have made all the difference in his life, wrote his nominator. Alan was in the first class to graduate from the newly formed UWM in 1957, earning his BS in art education and an MS in 1963. He taught art in Milwaukee Public Schools and Mapledale Elementary in Fox Point. While at Mapledale, He created an innovative curriculum that received the Rockefeller Fund Exemplary Arts Education Grant in 1982. At that time, this was the only middle school in the U.S. to earn this award. As a senior lecturer, he taught art education at UWM from 1999 to 2012, and he's mentored more than 160 student teachers. Among his many awards, he was honored as a UWM Distinguished Alumnus and received the Outstanding Service to the Arts Award from the Peck School of the Arts. His former students still appreciate his lessons. Thanks to Alan, I'll never forget what makes teaching matter most and what leaves the most lasting impression, wrote a former student. Alan is absolutely the most notable and influential person I've ever met. Susan, Alan's wife of more than 60 years, died in February. They met as undergraduates in their English class at UWM when it was the state's teachers' college. Alan courted his Susie at the alumni house where she then lived. On that living room television, they watched performances of both Elvis and the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. At 85, he is still active as an artist with major artworks in more than 75 public venues and over 1,500 in private collections. In fall 2020, he will be the featured artist at the Peck School of the Arts Continuum Alumni Exhibition. Alan, it is my honor to present you with this year's Spates Plaza Award. Diane Ogi-Magi Zigokoyamor has been instrumental in supporting American Indian students at UWM and indigenous community throughout Greater Milwaukee. Diane, an elder of the Prairie Band Potawatomi Nation, retired from UWM in 2016 after more than 40 years. She earned her MS in Education and Community Counseling in 1986 and her BSW in 1975. In her 30 years as coordinator of the American Indian Student Services Office, she excelled at recruiting and retaining students to ensure that American Indian students inspired to attend UWM and were successful when they did, wrote her nominator. Diane reached out to the American Indian and broader Milwaukee communities. She was a founder of the annual UWM Powwow and helped organize and currently serves as vice president of Milwaukee's Indian Summer Festival, events that celebrate the arts and culture of Wisconsin's indigenous people. Diane provided more realistic views of American Indians and lessened the stereotypical views of the past by showing American Indians in a contemporary setting, wrote her colleagues. She was all about education. Diane has been active in the educational community, serving on the Wisconsin American Indian Language and Culture Education Board and the Wisconsin Indian Education Association, and being a founding member of the Milwaukee Indian Education Committee. She serves as an officer of the Indian Community School of Milwaukee. 4 of her fellow board members wrote, and I quote, "While at UW-Milwaukee, her work in supporting students, families, and the community has helped to unite and strengthen the Indian community of today here in Milwaukee. Her work to ensure there was a space for Native students to connect gave many of us an opportunity to earn our degrees, meet other Native students, and learn the true and accurate history of our people. Diane, I'm extremely pleased to name you a recipient of this year's Spates Plaza Award." Special thanks to Tammy Howard in the Secretary of the University's office and Mary Baylor and Bonnie Halverson from University Relations for their behind-the-scenes work on logistics and contacts to make today's event a reality. And congratulations to all of our award winners, the people who have made and continue to make UWM an outstanding public research university. Many thanks to each of you for your exemplary service.